Buidl week here at CoinDesk, taking a closer look at innovative crypto projects laying the foundation for the future of money. Artificial intelligence is gaining traction, but is it Web3's biggest growth area? Joining us now to discuss is Marcello Mari. He's the CEO of SingularityDAO, a decentralized portfolio management protocol. Marcello, great to have you. So you wrote an opinion piece on CoinDesk as well, breaking down the relationship between crypto and AI. So how can it be used to maximize opportunities in the market?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your show. So we've been working at the convergence between artificial intelligence and blockchain for quite some time, with SingularityNet before, since 2017, and then with the decentralized finance spin-off SingularityDAO for a couple of years. There is a lot that artificial intelligence can be used for in crypto markets. First, one of its uses is definitely in a sentiment analysis, for example, to understand how the sentiment of certain communities shifts across different moments in time regarding certain assets, and that gives quite clear and interesting indication and insights that can support human decision making and traders decision making. We can use artificial intelligence for price prediction, understanding correlation between different coins and different ecosystems. We can use artificial intelligence to better understand how cryptos are flowing on chain and for on chain analytics. So there's a number of uses that AI can be used for in crypto and blockchain, and we are exploring a number of those in SingularityDAO.
So what I'm trying to figure out here is exactly what is the connection, because what you're describing essentially is stuff that could be used not just for crypto, but in other markets as well. And we've seen attempts at this. I mean, you had people doing sentiment analysis on Twitter to try and predict stock prices for a while. And then you had people, they generally have all these sentiment indicators already out in the market. But it seems that for at least the time being, the talk about AI seems to be in knowledge management. In the sort of customer service, if you will, of trying to get information to the consumer and using that giant, the giant amount of databases that are out there. How does crypto and how does blockchain technology fit into that? Given that there's obviously it's blockchain technology for all its assets and bells and whistles. It's still not considered the most efficient way to manage data because of the amount of time it takes to confirm, et cetera. So how would AI fit into this new world? How does AI fit into blockchain? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So first of all, yes, sentiment analysis is one of the use cases of artificial intelligence in crypto space. It's true that for many years there have been similar has been done on the traditional markets, on the stock markets, but it's also evident how there is much more conversation and much more noise happening on social media, on crypto community, Telegram community, Discords about crypto assets. In crypto, we say buy the rumor, sell the news. By the time that a news hit news media, it's already too late. So we need to understand we need to understand the trend before it hits the media, and on this, artificial intelligence can be extremely useful. Interesting results have been obtained in traditional markets, and I think even more interesting results are presented in crypto markets. It's also like in crypto, we can see way more interesting correlations between different coins and different ecosystems, and that can give clear indications on how the value of these assets flows on chain. It's true that it's been used for customer service a lot in the traditional world, but I believe crypto being a nascent environment that there's so many more fundamental use that AI can serve. Regarding data, it's very interesting because everything is public on the blockchain, right? Everything, all the transaction can be seen on chain, but there's very little analytics that has been done so far, and especially using artificial intelligence. So we believe that adding a machine learning analytics layer on top of the existing data sets can actually provide greater insights that it was impossible to achieve before in traditional finance.
So one thing that we are seeing, though, when it comes to sentiment, is that a lot of it too is also performed by bots. In other words, that it could be swayed. And if I have a penny stock, let's say, and I'm a shady character, I can go out, hire bots, push the sentiment up on various social media platforms, Reddit and Twitter, etc. And so. Are we depending on these AI machine learning methods to basically come up with trading policies and trading ideas that essentially are pumped up by other robots? In other words, are we seeing are we going to see a battle of the bots to try and fleece the investors?
Right? No. No, it's actually fairly easy to distinct the bot actions on social media compared to human interactions. I mean, not to sing our praises, but we've been working on these models for about 3 years, and we've been tuning these models well enough to be able to understand cognitive distortion, for example, happening in certain communities online, understanding bots' behavior and distinguish it from human behavior. So, we've been cleaning up the data and tuning up the algorithm so that it's pretty accurate in terms of predicting price.
What can you say about the attempts to cash in on the latest ChatGPT craze? They're issuing fake tokens branded after the chatbot, a lot of scammers at least. And despite having no official association with the tool, what's your advice in avoiding these scams as AI gets more popular? And, can AI actually sniff out some of these scams?
Yeah. So, as I said, being in this space for quite a long time, I know how long it takes to develop sophisticated machine learning algorithms and sophisticated artificial intelligence. So I wouldn't advise to trust projects that are coming up in the last couple of months claiming to have sophisticated, AI. It takes time, it takes resources. It takes a lot of R&D, and we've been going through this R&D for the last few years. So I would advise to trust the players that have been on the market for quite some time, and not just us. I mean, there are projects that have been working at the convergence between artificial intelligence and blockchain. Some of them are really valid. So I would advise investors and users to get the history of this project before making an investment.
To that end, we're seeing Microsoft and Google having a fierce battle over AI dominance. Who do you expect to come out on top?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, it's very difficult to predict. Google has been developing very interesting AI through DeepMind for a very long time, and they've been issuing some very interesting results. Microsoft is a bit newer in the game with their investment in AI fairly recently. Obviously, the announcement of ChatGPT has put Microsoft ahead of the battle, especially in the user's mind, in the media mind. But I suspect Google will come out with something competitive. It's already very interesting and competitive, and there will be more to come, and there will be more integration with the overall Google ecosystem. So it will be a very interesting space to witness. I can't predict who's going to come on top, but definitely Eugene will come out from this competition rather than war.